YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Trucker Joe, and we're back with another video. As I had said yesterday in the previous video, we were working our way towards Texas, and we made it here about 9:30 this morning to where my son lives. Well, close by. I'm at like a small mom and pop truck stop, but it's super chill here. It's actually one of my favorite truck stops to come to. Good food, easy to get into, quiet for the most part. So we did make it here, and I am hanging out with my boy. He's hiding out back in the sleeper. But yeah, we've been hanging out for most of the day. I got here, like I said, about 9:30 or so. Him and his mom got here about 11:30. They picked me up. We went to go have lunch, and and yeah, then Joe's been hanging out with me here in the truck. Excuse me. And now we're just we've been hanging out and stuff, and we're gonna get ready to go have dinner, all everybody together in a little while. And I decided to make this video more because I had something happen to me last night, which is something that normally never happens to me, and I figure I'll share my experience with that and why I said, you know what, I should make a video about this, because I think this will be good information for especially for like newer truck drivers and stuff like that. But I just think it'll be just good overall for anybody, especially if you spend a lot of time out on the road. So anyways, let me get to the story. My phone died on me last night, which doesn't ever happen to me. I'm really good about charging my phone, my Apple Watch, and all that stuff. But for whatever reason, I was watching YouTube last night, and I ended up falling asleep, and I wake up in the middle of the night and my phone is completely dead. Okay, no big deal. I plug it up to the charger, and I'm sitting there just waiting a little bit, because normally, at least with my experience with my previous iPhones, after a few seconds you usually get the little Apple logo that it's about to power back on. Well, I didn't get that this time, and then I waited like 5 minutes, nothing. 10 minutes, nothing. And I'm like, okay, something happened to my phone. This is not it didn't feel normal. So I grabbed my Apple Watch and I called Chris, because I had a feeling that she was still awake. I call her, she answers, and I tell her what's going on, and she's checking Google and YouTube and stuff like that to see if that's something common with the 17 Pro Max, which is Apple's latest iPhone. So apparently there are something related to that does happen with the phone. So I tried to hard reset it, and pressing the volume and the power button and all this other crap, and at first nothing. So eventually, after like 15 minutes of messing with it, it was plugged in that whole time. It did turn on, and haven't had any issues with it since. Charged right up, been using it all day, using it now, and we've been good. But it made me realize that that, man, like, we are super dependent on technology, right? So I have the phone, I have my watch, I even have my old tablet with me, which is not connected to any internet or mobile 4G or nothing like that, but I have it with me just in case. If I can connect to Wi-Fi, then I know I can use it for something. But it made me realize, like, I'm 41 years old. When I grew up, growing up, we didn't have cell phones. We were, reliant on remembering phone numbers. Like to this day, I still remember my house phone number when we had a phone in my parents' house. I still know that phone number. And like right now, if you ask me for my dad's number, I don't know it by heart. My mom's, I don't know it by heart. Chris's number, I don't know by heart. My son's phone number, I don't know by heart. Like I literally had to look on my phone to see what it is because I don't know it by memory. And it's just crazy how like having a cell phone with all this technology in it, like if you go to switch from one phone to the next phone, and if you don't remember your passwords, you have to like reset all your passwords, because I don't remember half of my passwords. Once I set it, I'm done. And I have the face recognition for to log into all my apps and stuff like that. So it's just really crazy. So I was like, you know what, this will be a good video to make because especially as a truck driver, we're reliant on the GPS. We're relying on on our phone. We're relying on a lot of things, and sometimes it's good to have all that stuff, but you need to have the basics too, so like it's important to, with your GPS, to have an atlas with you. I know that most drivers now don't carry one. I forgot to bring mine. I do have one at home, but normally I'll have it in the truck, and I've never had to use it, but again, it's good to have just in case, because you can literally plan yourself out through an atlas. You have all the what the weight restrictions are per state, and things of that sort. I have to see if you could buy it online, because I know some truck stops carry it, but the majority don't anymore. But there used to be a little handbook almost, and it listed every available truck stop in the country. I know these days, obviously, we have Truckers Path, and again, Google, you can find all this stuff online. But again, what if you don't have your phone? What if your phone breaks and you're trying to figure out, hey, what's the closest truck stop to me? I mean, you're not going to be able to tell if it's if there's parking available or anything like that. But that little book comes in handy. You literally could have the majority of your truck stops listed in like an actual physical book. So I'm going to check to see if that's available online at all. And if it is, then I'll share it with you guys in this video. I also want to add what I think is very important, which again, a lot of truckers don't use anymore. And there's even companies that, per their policy, don't even allow it anymore on the truck. And that's having a CB radio. Like even the most basic CB radio will save you a lot of time sometimes, and headaches. You're stuck in a traffic jam and you got a detour. You get in a small little convoy and everybody's communicating through the CB radio, how to get around it. Or if you're coming up to a accident where the road's closed, they'll let you know on the CB radio, hey driver, crash at mile marker 144, get off on exit 25 so you can get around it, so on and so forth. So it's very important to in my opinion, to have a CB radio in your truck. Now, if you work for one of these companies that does not allow it, then obviously you might have to figure out a different way, maybe a portable CB radio or something. I don't know, but I find it really strange that we've gone away from that, because again, you have a cell phone that doesn't have reception or anything like that. If you have a decent CB radio, you can more than likely get a hold of somebody, get help if you need help or anything like that. So just wanted to throw that in there as well. And yeah, so like I said, it just made me think about like all the stuff that we have gotten so reliant on, you know, our cell phones and stuff like that. I'm like, man, like if we didn't have this stuff, we'd be like, a lot of drivers would be in trouble, because there's so many drivers out there right now that literally use, you know, they only use a GPS, or they only use Google Maps, or they only, you know, use whatever the tablet they have in their truck gives them. You know, some tablets give you like Copilot or something, you know, something like that that you can use for navigation. And it's like, what if you didn't have that stuff? Like literally, what if your EOD goes down? What if your GPS breaks and you're in the middle of nowhere, or your phone doesn't work and you're in the middle of nowhere? There's not a cell phone place for, you know, 200 miles, you know. And it's funny too, because like there's still certain truck stops that, you know, the location is, you know, the same building that's been there for years. I want to say the Flying J in Fort Pierce, which I think is the closest one to me. They still have the rooms that were set up for with the payphones, and truckers would come in and, you know, they would call their broker or their family, and they would literally, was like a little room with a desk, almost like a countertop, and you would make your phone calls and, you know, talk to your dispatcher, your company, book your loads. Now those rooms are basically turned into storage rooms, but literally that's how it was, you know, before my time. You know, I was a little kid when they were still using that stuff. Like my dad and stuff, when he was out, he would have to call from a payphone, you know, or beep somebody, you know, the pager days. Which even that, till this day, I remember some of the codes, you know, when we used to send codes to each other. Again, before the cell phone days. And then when we did get cell phones, it was eventually, hey, don't call me till after 9 o'clock on the weekdays, or hey, call me after 7 on the weekend. You know, unlimited minutes and all that stuff. So those are crazy how those times were like. We were so excited about that when we were younger, and now it's like, yeah, unlimited everything. We're on the phones all the time, 24/7. But anyways, I hope that you find this video informative. And if you want to share any of your experiences dealing, you know, going without technology, your phone died and you had to figure this out on your own, or whatever the case may be, please make sure to share it down in the comments. And yeah, I'm gonna get ready to go have dinner with my boy. And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and share, and if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe. Thank you, have a good night, and we'll see y'all very, very soon.